We have now entered the formal ontology editor within the Ontoverse platform. As you remember, in the previous section we have been to the Ontology Wiki, and particularly within the Ontology Wiki for the development of an bioinformatics ontology, and this bioinformatics ontology now opened within the formal ontology editor here. Even more precisely, we have just been to the wiki page of one concept from this ontology, the concept Strahl, and this particular concept is now highlighted here. Within the formal ontology editor, we may now change and edit the ontology. We may, for example, add new concepts, or we may change the name of an existing concept, or even delete the concept. We may establish new interrelations, so-called properties between the concepts, or change, for example, the hierarchical structure of it. As the ontology editor is a web-based and collaborative one, not only one user can change and edit the ontology, but several users can, and that is the interesting part, the others are being notified about the changes that someone has made. In this case, for example, we can now see that another user has added a new concept. The concept construct, as a subclass of the concept program within this biotomy ontology, is new, and it has been added by another user, not by me. And I can see it, and I can see that it has been added by someone else because it is highlighted in the color green. In this next case, the other user has deleted a concept. We can still see molecular operating environment in our hierarchy here, but it has turned gray, and that means that another user has deleted this very concept and it is no longer part of the ontology. Thus, with the help of these colored highlights within the hierarchical structure, you are always aware of what other people do to the ontology and how the ontology is being modified. Now we also want to perform some small changes within the ontology. First of all, we click on the concept Open Babel to edit it. We will only perform a very small change in this concept. We will only edit the spelling of this concept and delete the underscore within the concept's name and change it to a capital B. Now that we have performed a change in the ontology, of course, other users will be notified of this too, so they will also see the concept Open Babel with a new spelling variant highlighted in the ontology with a certain color. Let us now have a closer look at the hierarchical navigation for this ontology editor. I will first hide all the subclasses of program so that we can have a better overview. So we can now see a very high level within the hierarchy of the ontology in this tree navigation system. But what is more, we do not only see a hierarchy of the ontology, we can also see concept interrelations. As we have highlighted the concept program, we can currently see all other concepts that relate in some way to this concept program. We can see, for example, that a program reads and writes data, and we can see that a program uses a certain computational method. Data and computational methods are other concepts captured within this ontology. On an instance level within the ontology, we would then have listed different kinds of programs, and we could see for each program which computational method is used and which data is read and written by this program. We can also have a look at all other properties used to interrelate concepts within the ontology. Now that we have had a look at the existing relations within the ontology, we decide that we want to add a new property for the concept program. We want to model the information that a program also converts data. Thus we would establish a new interrelation between the concept program and the concept data. We may now type in the name of this new relation, so we type in converts data. In the next step, we would have to define the range and the domain of this new interrelation. The concept program will be the domain of this new property, and we will now define the concept data as the range of this property. We have now added the new property converts data to the concept program, And within the hierarchy structure, we can see that program now relates via this relation to the concept data. Besides the tree structure for navigating the ontology, we also have the possibility to view different kinds of visualizations. We will now have a look at the touch graph as one possible visualization for this ontology. The touch graph may also display the hierarchy of the ontology and interrelations between concepts, and it can interact with the tree navigation on the left-hand side of the editor. We can use the radius button to expand or collapse the graph of the ontology. We can zoom in and out, and we can touch the graph to move it. Blue lines represent hierarchical structures, red lines represent other relations between concepts. Here we can see the interrelations between program and data. As you can see, there's also the relation converts data, which we have just created. We may now explore the structure of the ontology. We may also switch to another visualization. The Morsigo graph is another way to have a look at a visual ontology representation. Finally, we now want to show how the ontology editor can be used to compare different ontologies or different versions of one ontology. We therefore use the Compare button. We will now compare the current version of the biotomy ontology with the previous version. Different algorithms are used to compute the similarity of concepts within the two ontologies. Concepts which meet a certain degree of similarity can then be interrelated within the compare modus. A threshold can be defined so that only similarity measures lying above it are displayed. The compare function helps to identify changes when we compare two different versions of the same ontology. It helps to identify similarities when we compare two different ontologies for the same domain. And furthermore, it will be the first step in a merging process. That is, we have two source ontologies and want to combine them to one final ontology. A merging function will also be part of the Ontoverse platform, but can currently not be shown in this demonstration. We have now seen the basic functions of the formal ontology editor within Ontoverse. See the next section for our information extraction tool, which helps to semi-automatically enrich the ontology.